Don't you hate those calls? You know the calls I mean. Cold calls. Hi, I'm Francie Kane, and I've logged over 10,000 hours on the phone. I've talked so much on the phone that my friends and my colleagues now call me DPhone Queen. Thanks for joining me and watching my video. I'm going to be giving you some really great tips on how to de-ice the phone and get those yeses. Did you know that the phone is the most important tool in your business? And it is greatly underutilized and underappreciated? We all know it's great to order pizza and talk to our moms, but the phone is a really effective tool in getting you in the door. And here are some of my tips for you. Comfort is a real must when making those calls. It's really important to have a good headset and one that fits you well. I have a couple of examples that I've used in my time and working on the phone. One is a really simple one that slips over your ear, slips onto your headset, no problem. Easy, gives you mobility, gives you hands free, so you're able to take your notes and get in touch and get listening to what's going on with the client. The second one I have brought along is the over-the-head. And why I like this one better, because one, it sort of sits on your crown just nicely, because we're all phone queens and we want our hair perfect. And the other one is that it has a mic here that I'm able to adjust up and down in case I can't hear them quite well or they can't hear me. It also has a volume switch, which you can adjust up and you can adjust down. So remember, when making those calls, make sure you have a good headset and that you're comfortable when you're making your calls. For my second tip, I'd like to strongly encourage you to listen. When connecting with that prospect, it's so important to hear them and listen to what's going on. What's going on with the prospect at that moment in time when they talk to you on the phone? What do they sound like? What do they sound like? Do they sound cranky? Do they sound abrupt? Do they sound like over the moon? They just got nailed that next $1 million sale. What's going on? What's going on in the background? What do you hear? Do you hear like it's like a storefront? You hear a doorbell opening, like the door is opening, and you hear that chime? Do you hear other lines ringing? So they're distracted. Speaking of that, when you're talking to the receptionist, she now is your new best friend. She will get you in and she'll kick you out. So if you hear another line ringing, you politely say, "Oh, I can wait. Please feel free to get that other line. I'll be fine." And when she comes back on the phone, she'll be much more pleasant and accommodating for you and getting you through to talk to your prospect. Think of listening like your intuition. You're not there, but you get a sense of what's going on at that time. You know what's going with the prospect. You hear it in their voice. On the other hand, what is your client hearing? What is your prospect hearing? What's going on in the background? If you're in an office, are there people chit-chatting? Are people laughing, giggling, carrying on? Which is great. I mean, good for camaraderie. However, it distracts you, and it sure as heck distracts the client because they hear what's going on. Go and find yourself a comfy corner. Snuggle up and get your headset and make your calls, because you'll be comfortable, you won't be distracted, and you can focus in on your prospects and your clients. Dealing with your home office, you need to make sure it's quiet as well. There's not all those distraction noises. Be aware that your client or your prospect thinks you're in an office. So there's no cats meowing, there's no dogs barking, there's no kids crying for your attention. There's no of those distractions, because if you have those distractions, you're going to lose your client, you're going to lose the prospect, and you're going to lose the business. And that's not good for either one of you. And another little sneaky tip is when the receptionist asks you if you want to leave a voicemail, say yes, because then you're able to hear what that prospect sounds like. So I've asked for James Snow. I get his voicemail and it says Jim. Okay, so next time I call, I know I'm asking for Jim because I don't want to be known as, oh, they don't know me. And it just ingratiates you a little bit better with the client. The other thing I like about voicemail is it gives you how that name is pronounced. I really stumbled across this name and it's stumped me for years, was Siobhan. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful name. However, how it's spelt and how it sounds sometimes are really, really different. And I strongly encourage you to listen to what that name is. Again, with last names, the same deal. Some names you can sort of know that Smith is Smith, but it could be Smythe. You have to be aware of what those last names are and how to pronounce them properly when speaking to that prospect. For my next tip, I strongly encourage you to smile, smile, smile. And I'm sure you guys are saying like, okay, smile? Why? They can't see me. Well, they can hear it in your voice. Truly, trust me, when I'm smiling, everything goes a lot better. I can engage them and I can hear them. I can hear them smiling on the other end because actually they're chuckling at me and laughing. So please smile when you're on the phone. It'll make your business and your calling so much easier. Actually, I have a little bit of a ditty that a little bit of a rhyme that we're going to do, and it's Jack and Jill. So try it with not smiling and try it with smiling. This is not smiling. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Now with a smile. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Did you catch the difference? For my last tip, I'd like you to be in the mindset of recognizing opportunities. Opportunities that arise when making those calls. You have a great service, you have a great product, but if you don't pick up the phone and you don't tell these people about your product, 1, you're ripping them off, 2, you're ripping yourself off, and you miss that opportunity to share your great service, your great opportunity, your great service that you provide for others. So be mindful. Be mindful that the phone is an opportunity to share your knowledge, your strengths with someone that doesn't know that. Another point to consider is that when using the phone, you can save a lot of time because you're not driving around town, wasting your gas, wasting your prospect's time, and wasting your time. I've always said I'd rather have the phone slammed down on my ear than a door slammed in my face. Just saying. Well, that's all the tips I have for today. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. It's been greatly appreciated. Please feel free to find me, Francie Kane, on any of the social media or email me directly. Thanks again for watching and have yourself a great day.